Alright guys, this is my first video for PlayStation gaming content officially. I'm going to do a quick review on a bunch of games. I have probably almost 80 games, so I'm going to just go through them really quick. And here we go. First one here, none of the games are, you know what I mean, it's just random. It's not in order by any type of rating or anything like that. The first one here is Watch Dogs 2. Honestly, I would say it's kind of a knockoff of GTA. I honestly like the first Watch Dogs that was on PS3. I think it was a lot better. You can go online. It's okay. I honestly think it's kind of corny, but if you're just looking for a game to play and you have some time, go for it. Watch Dogs 2. You're gonna see the pile start to add up there. Next game here, Far Cry Primal. To be quite honest, Far Cry Primal, I honestly really like this game. It's made by Ubisoft, of course. It's single player, there's no online, but if you like games where you run around in the forest and like craft items, so on and so forth, it's the game for you. I'm not gonna lie, you kind of play through it once and then the fun wears out, unfortunately. There's not a whole bunch more beyond single player mode. I wish it was multiplayer, at least so you can run around with a friend and explore. There's all sorts of missions after you beat the story mode. You know, crazy animals, mastodons, tigers, woolly mammoths, you can ride, leopards, so on and so forth. It's actually a really good game. Next up, we have Battlefield Hardline. I'm not gonna lie, I really like Battlefield. I was actually kind of boycotting Call of Duty there for a while. I thought the games were getting repetitive, really boring. Once you played one, it's kind of like the same thing, but just over and over and over again. This game, however, I would say the online is really good. The story mode is awesome. You could be a good guy, a bad guy. It's cops versus robbers. The online was awesome. I don't think that they are allowing any more online multiplayer. I mean, there is, but no one plays it, so it kind of sucks. You know, it was really cool because you could like run into the game modes were like it was like cops versus robbers, right? And you just run into a vault and you take the money back to your hideout, and I think it was worth playing for sure. Next up is MX vs. ATV. MX vs. ATV is a cool series. This one is Supercross Encore. I can't remember if it is the newest one or the latest one. Multiplayer, you can go online. If you like anything related to dirt bikes and motocross like I do, I have a couple dirt bikes and four-wheelers myself. Maybe I'll do a video on that sometime. But for what it is, I think it's the most realistic motocross / ATV game out there. There are other ones. I'm not going to name them because I think they suck. So there you go. Next up, we have a game called Steep. Now, Steep is pretty awesome. It is free roaming, open world, you know, snowboarding, skiing, paragliding, rocket gliding. You can go to the Swiss Alps, Japan, so on and so forth. It is multiplayer. You can go online. I played other snowboarding games. Once again, I'm not going to mention them because I think they suck. If you're into skiing, snowboarding, anything like that, then this is the game for you. Do caution you that it is a very large game to play online. I know it says 30 gigabytes here, but once you start downloading the downloadable content, it becomes a lot more than that. Okay, next game, Destiny 2. Destiny, if you've ever played any of the Destiny games, then you already know what I'm talking about. If you played the first Destiny, I honestly felt like the story mode on the first Destiny was kind of short, but it is multiplayer. You can go online. There is co-op online, and there is just like multiplayer Call of Duty style, blah 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 blah. They keep the game fairly up to date. If you like running around, going to space, you know you're on Mars, you're on Venus, you're on Neptune, you're on Jupiter, you're on the moon, you're all over the place. So if you like anything like that, then give it a shot. Okay, the next game here is Super Street. Super Street, I don't know, what can I say? I haven't played a whole lot of it. I just think there are other racing games out there that are better. I'm sure we're going to get to some. I think it's kind of like a knockoff of, what do I call it? Need for Speed. It's alright. I think you like repossess cars and you build them up and so on and so forth. I typically only like cars that have the Subaru Impreza WRX STI. That's because that's my favorite car. I have 2 of them, so I'm a little biased when it comes to racing games. If it doesn't have the STI in it, then I'm not going to buy it. It is online. It is multiplayer. I don't know if it's free roaming or not, but, you know, give it a shot. See what you think. Next game is Control. You know, I really had high hopes for this game. They sure hyped it up like it was going to be something fantastic. My personal opinion is that it's kind of hard to get through the game, to be honest. It's single player. I don't think that there's any online. The instructions and way to go through the mode are kind of whack. I bought the game. It's supposed to have this PlayStation extra suit, some type of rare player mod, and none of it works. None of it works. I have the code. I don't get it. A lot of people have played it. It's probably, I don't know, I just have so many games that when I get frustrated with one, I'm like, why stick with it? I will just start playing another one. I don't know. Here, I have the code for the extra content. It doesn't work. And I bought the game pretty much brand new when it came out, so a little upset about that. All right, next up is UFC. UFC I think is a good series. I played the original one on PlayStation 3, UFC Undisputed. UFC 3